unbelievable. I'm telling you what, man, I got goosebumps. I'm fired up. I'm motivated. I'm jacked up. I hope everybody is as well. I'm not going to take too much thunder from these guys. I got some statistics that y'all need to understand and y'all need to hear because this is like just absolutely mind-blowing. Listen to this. Antoine and Chauvon Landry, year to date, 370 recruits by 341,000 in premium year to date. Guys, last month they did 117 recruits by 107,000 in premium. Already this month, y'all, they're at 36 recruits by 30,000 in premium. Man, I'm telling you guys, if you guys ain't ready, if you guys ain't fired up about this call right now, I don't know what's up, man. Maybe like the great Dick Walker said, your wood just ain't wet, right? And so look, man, I got to tell you guys something. Before I introduce them, man, you guys need to understand, Chauvon and Antoine Landry, I feel like, man, these guys are going to be one of the giants, right? One of the legends in the company. They are running the state of Louisiana right now. Right now, guys, I don't know if you guys know. I know you've heard of their names before, but a lot of people don't know this. They have the company record for the fastest RVP to national sales director run. They're the fastest people to go from regional vice president to national sales director in the company. #1 team in Louisiana history to run 100 by 100K base shot. They didn't just do it once. They do it consistently on a monthly basis. Even through the pandemic, even through the crisis, I'm telling you, man, first AALC, African American Leadership Council Millennials to make $500,000 and become national sales directors. Man, I am jacked up. It's like we got Kobe and Vanessa here on the call today, man. They're going to bring it, and they're going to absolutely kill it. So I'm going to toss it over to these guys. I hope you guys have a lot of notes, right? A lot of pens, papers. You got something to write with, man, because you are going to get blessed and you're going to receive something today, man. So with that being said, I'm going to toss it over to the incredible Antoine and Chauvon Landry. Come on, y'all, help me give it up for them.
Hey, guys, can you hear me? Jason, can you hear me?
Sure.
Hey, what's up, team? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I know everybody's on mute. Aviators, what's up, man? Listen, it is game time, right? I know I see y'all clapping. I can feel the energy through the screen. Jason, Eric, my brother Ed, man, it is such a pleasure and honor to spend some time this morning with you guys, man. Shout out to everybody who took the time out this morning to hop on the Zoom. We're going to have a great time, man. I just think this is a beautiful deal. We understand that with great leaders like y'all got legends, man. Y'all got legends as leaders. Y'all can have anybody in the world to speak to y'all and inspire y'all and motivate y'all to do something big with your life. But the fact that y'all chose us, we do not take it lightly, right? And we are truly honored and grateful to do that, right? And so as we get started, man, I'm so jacked up about the times we are in right now. As y'all know, all over the country, we are dealing with some extreme times, right? But you know, from COVID, from the COVID-19 stuff and social distancing and all that kind of stuff. Now, it seems like we're in the height of some of America's worst times, right? With these race wars and all this kind of crazy stuff. And it is some trying times, but at the same time, man, trying times produces champions, right? Depending on how you look at it, right? And everything in life is how you look at it, man. Perception is everything, right? And one of the things I always share with people, before we get into our trainings or leadership or stories or whatever, is, everybody wants to do better than what they're doing right now. True or false? Everybody want to do better. We all want to do better. I don't care what level you at, man. Jason said, man, we made 65 grand last month. And I'm looking at 65 grand, and I'm saying, wait a minute, yeah, but we in a country, we in a company where, man, the name of the game right now is $100,000 a month. I mean, people making $100,000 a month like it ain't nothing right now, man. We just celebrated 2 new $1 million earners in the company. Mario and them went over 2 million. I remember, we've been in business over 10 years. A little over 10 years, but I remember, man, making $1 million or making 6-figure income was a big deal, right? Getting the ring was a big deal. This was a big deal at one point. Team, at one point, this ring was a big deal. Not to say that it's not a big deal, but we are in the era of the $1 million earners, man. I mean, shoot, man, this is, and I share this with you all the time. a large part of achieving success is, yeah, you got to be committed. Yeah, you got to be dedicated. Yeah, you got to be focused. But if, team, if we honest, a large part of achieving high levels of success is, guess what? You just got to be at the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right people. Like, let's not look over the simplicity of that. And everybody on this call should be super, super excited every day of their life because you're at the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right people. Right. And so, man, as we dive into this, right, Siobhan's going to kick it off, right, with her story and her keys to success. And then I'm going to come back and finish it off, and then we'll rock and roll from there. But like Jason said, man, I hope y'all got your pens and paper. We're going to have a great time, man. We know we've been. My bad. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? So I said, I'm gonna kick it off. Good, it's all good, right? I'm gonna kick it off. I mean, I'm gonna throw it to Siobhan. She's gonna kick it off. She's gonna throw it back to me, and I'm gonna finish it off. But I was saying this before we went on mute is that we're big spiritual people, right? And I know y'all, a lot of y'all spiritual people as well. But one of the things the Bible says is this, right? There's only one thing that can set people free. One, right? And the answer is the truth, right? The truth is the only thing that can set people free, right? So we're gonna have some business truth this morning. I hope y'all ready. We're gonna have a little truth this morning of
yes,
how to get big. Anybody want to get big? Anybody just want to get big? Hey, listen, y'all was doing the recognition. Y'all, and I was looking at the team names. Man, and I seen the Wealth Builders, man. I seen BYOB, and then I just happened to see a team called Beast Mode. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute, hold on. If they got a team called Beast Mode, man, they're supposed to be dominating. I don't know who the coach of Beast Mode is, but man, I don't know why you showed that. Whoever's the coach of the team of Beast Mode, man, this damn thing might be for you, period. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna have the beast in the name, man, you got to dominate everybody on the boards, baby. The beast have got to dominate the boards. Does that make sense? But it's all good. Let's go. Without further ado, man, I'm going to introduce my lovely, beautiful, awesome, amazing, super smart, sexy. I got this slogan I always say, right? Man, she's fine for twine, right? She's perfectly fine. You understand?
Let's go.
But in my opinion, and I am biased, it is my opinion, but I am biased, right? She's got to be the most influential woman in Primerica. If you ask me, and y'all asking me right now, but if you ask me, she's got to be the most influential, most inspiring, motivational woman in Primerica, in my opinion, right? But y'all are going to be blessed from what she has to say, especially for all the moms on the call, especially all the single women on the call, all the married women on the call. This is going to be life-changing. So without further ado, y'all give it up. I know you're on mute for my awesome, lovely, beautiful, amazing wife, the awesome Chauvon Landry. Y'all give it up for her.
Thank you so much for even having us. Shout out to the Ortiz family. It is a complete honor just to be speaking with you and your team today. I know how picky we are about picking and choosing who we want our team to be in front of. So it is a complete blessing and honor. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I started a couple of years ago as a single mom, waiting tables as a waitress, right? But before that, I was in college. I ended up dropping out because I was like, man, it really doesn't make sense for me to keep building up this student loan debt if I'm not completely sure that this is what I want to be pursuing right now, right? So I dropped out. I got a job. I was working. I could never make my checks last, like for the next pay period. So I would get paid. The first week was okay, but by the second week, I needed to borrow gas money to get to work. I needed to borrow lunch money. And so every time I got paid, I was so busy paying everybody back that it was like, it didn't even feel like I was paid that day, right? And I was like, man, this can't be life. So that's what ended up getting me into a position to start waiting tables, because now I'm thinking I can get in a better situation, man. If I'm a waitress, I'm getting tips every day. I can use that for gas money. And then I won't need lunch money because I could just eat at the restaurant. So I've always had the brain to improve my situation, right? No matter how hard I worked, I would work weekends, holidays. If you wanted to go home early, I would stay and work your hours, y'all. I could not save money. I would put a little on the side, but then I needed it for something else. And I was thinking, man, if I'm not saving and I'm working this hard, I'll literally have to work forever because there's no chance of me digging myself out. And so I was like, man, I need to do something. Well, in the midst of me working as a waitress, double shift, 16 hours a day, I ended up getting pregnant. And she was born way before she was supposed to be born. She was born prematurely. Why? Because I'm standing on my feet. I'm putting this company's business before the health of my own child at this point. Does that make sense? And so now I'm going in, I'm having this baby. She was born 3 pounds, literally came into the world fighting for her own life. I told her, I said, listen to me. If you fight to stay on this earth with me, I promise you, I will make this life worth living. You will never have to fight this hard for anything in your life again. And I meant that with every fiber in my soul. And I meant that whatever I had to do to deliver on that promise, that's what I was going to do. And I know some of us are on here have made some promises to some people. Either it's our kids, our spouses, our parents, our friends, whatever. We've made some promises, and it's time to step up and do whatever has to be done in this business to make sure that you can deliver. Does that make sense? So I went to my boss, because now my baby has to stay in the NICU a little longer. I said, listen, I know the maternity leave is normally this time. I'm gonna need some more time off. She said, Chauvon, ever since you had this baby, when she said that phrase right there, I knew we were going to a point of no return, because you were about to say something about my child and I have a response. And after that, we're not coming back from this, right? And she said, either you can get a babysitter, come in and keep your job, or if you stay home, you can stay home forever, indefinitely. And of course I stayed home, y'all, but I was staying home, like really trying to figure this out. I stayed home like most people just stayed home during the pandemic, just unexpectedly laid off, no money saved, right? No money coming in, no income, with a new baby to feed. I had parents, but at the end of the day, my parents said, you had this baby, not us, right? So this is actually your financial responsibility. So I was like, Lord, I need you to send me something. Please, I need you to hurry up, because I can't go this long without income. I had watched my mom work 2 jobs my entire life, and it still wasn't enough. But I remember as a little girl thinking, if she's always gone to work, why don't we have enough money? That just didn't make any sense. If we're not gonna have enough anyway, you might as well stay home, right? And so there's somebody on this call that's always going, but you still don't have enough. See, you can't, when you leave your kids, you gotta leave your kids and get paid. When you leave your spouse, you gotta leave your spouse and get success. You can't just be going playing around. Does that make sense? And so I said, I knew I couldn't repeat that cycle. I didn't want my daughter to think the same thing. Listen, before she realized that I brought her into the world broke, I had to get my act together, okay? So I said, Lord, I need you to send me something. Even if it's a garbage truck, I'll hop on it. Just send it. But you know, I didn't want to hop on a garbage truck. No offense to anybody on a garbage truck. I was going to be breaking my nails and stuff like that. I didn't have time to be doing all that, right? And so I ended up, this opportunity, I was introduced to it twice before. Obviously, I'm a second gen, so I was introduced to it right at 18, right? And I was just like, wait, is this a financial firm? I was like, yeah, I'm not really good with money, so they probably don't want me nowhere near this, right? But what I didn't realize, y'all, that I wasn't good with money. My mom wasn't good with money. Her mom wasn't good with money. So at the end of the day, God was trying to connect me to this opportunity so I could change a generation. I mean, just a generational curse. So I could change my whole family tree. But I was too young to really grasp the business of it, right? I couldn't pick it up. I was too young and immature. And then the second time around, I was like, wait a minute, do they dress up? I was like, yeah, no, I don't really want to dress up like that. Like, have y'all ever been around somebody that's broke, but they have all the excuses in the world? It's like, girl, that's why you're always broke. Because when opportunity presents itself, you have all the excuses in the world. See, when the coach tells you exactly what you got to do to win, you got all the excuses for why you can't get the job done, right? I was like, I got tired of being broke, okay? So the third time around, I had been laid off. I didn't have no money coming in. I had a baby to feed, lights to keep on, and I was all ears. I was like, listen, what you got? Okay, break this thing down to me. Explain to me how this is gonna go, because guess what? I was in the heart of a crisis. And I tell my team every time, I know the world right now looks like it's in the heart of an economic crisis, but don't you curse your crisis, because sometimes in the midst of a crisis is where you can find one of your biggest blessings ever. Every time I get on a Zoom to recruit somebody, I said, do you realize that there's a big chance that if this crisis wasn't going on, you wouldn't even have the time to even listen to how this opportunity works. So don't curse your crisis, because this actually may have happened to your benefit to give me a chance to actually change your life. Does that make sense? So I said this third time around, I was like, I'm in, what do I have to do? Well, at the office, they said, listen, Chauvon, you need to come to this event. This event is going to change your life. Man, you're not going to come back the same. I was like, all right. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm probably going to come back exactly the same. But I could use a trip. So I'm going to go because I just feel like going on a trip, right? So I went, I scraped up the money. Nobody was paying for me. Nobody was just giving me a trip. They was like, if you are serious about going, then you get what you need to get there, right? So, man, I'm scraping up the money. I go there, I come back, y'all. First of all, I go to a big event. It's nothing like a big event, okay? I go there, I start seeing women my age making six figures. I'm like, hold on a second. She in her late 20s. She's making six figures. At the time I was in my late 20s, I'm often down to my last $6. I may want to get serious about this thing at this point, right? So I came home, I told my friends, I said, listen up. I'm about to become a financial coach. They're going to be teaching me the money game, okay? Everybody in every family needs to be on the inside of the money industry so we can stop struggling with money generations after generations, right? I said, not only that, they're going to be teaching me the investment game. So I'll be able to invest. I can prepare you for your future, right? So you don't have to work yourself and not have any retirement. I said, they're going to be teaching me the life insurance game. And at the end of the day, listen, I'm tired of people dying and passing on poverty when they should be passing on wealth. And guess what, y'all? I'm going to be able to open my own franchise. I'll be making six figures, honey. I'm not going to be broke forever. You got to roll with me on this, right? And so now my friends are looking at me like I'm completely crazy because they got a question for me. They're trying to find out, Melinda, how is it you borrow money from us to go on this trip, but then when you come back in town, you're talking about you're going to be our financial coach. This don't even sound right? Chauvon, what did you get yourself into? And I'm like, listen, this thing is going to change our lives. We got to do this. They was like, Chauvon, did you tell them you dropped out of college? I said, they know, right? They said, did you tell them that you bad with money? I said, I didn't tell them I was good with it. But I did say that I would be a hard worker, right? And they told me if you would be a hard worker, man, if you would be willing to learn a new industry, get some new licenses, man, we could change your life forever. I said, at the end of the day, at that time, I was a single mom struggling to pay my bills every month. If it didn't work, I would still be in the exact same position. If it didn't work, I'd still be a single mom struggling to pay my bills. So what really would I have lost at that time? Does that make sense? But what if it worked? What if it worked and I was able to change my whole life? What if it worked and I became extremely successful and I could help other women become successful? What if it worked and this is my ticket out? I had so much more to gain than I had to lose. Does that make sense? I said, oh, I'm doing this. I said, you know why I'm really doing this? Because I don't need your permission to get rich. And that's the type of women I tell them that I'm looking for on my team. I tell my team, please don't bring me just anybody. I want a specific group of people. You understand that? I want some women that know that they're supposed to be rich. They know they're supposed to be on top. They know they're supposed to run things, right? They just need help getting there. I just need help with the blueprint, the industry, the mentorship, the guidance to help me get there. But I know I'm supposed to be rich. I know somebody's on this call right now saying, I know I'm supposed to be rich. You see my shopping habits? I can't keep them habits being broke. I got to get rich. You understand that? I'm looking for the ones that say, I got to get there. I'm just looking for the person that's going to help me get there. I'm looking for the woman that say, I just hate having a boss. I hate having a boss. Because listen, Jackie, it's going to be hard for me to teach you how to become one if you love the one you have, right? I'm looking for women that want to live a big lifestyle, want to change their lives forever, man. You could play small, but that would only bless your house. But if you worked hard and played big, man, that would bless your house. The houses of the people connected to you. You could give back to the community, the churches, change people's lives. You understand me? I'm looking for somebody that's frustrated and ready to change right now. I know we go to work, we complain about the boss, the co-workers, the schedule, and the uniform. But after we finish complaining, we go right back to work. I'm looking for the ones that say, that's it. I'm frustrated, but I'm ready to do something about it. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking for the competitive ones, the big dreamers, the ones that understand that work is required, but I was working somewhere anyway. So why not work for my own last name, right? These are the people who I'm looking for. Listen, I say try to get me somebody that fit in that criteria. You get what I'm saying? Don't bring me somebody that's lazy. When somebody comes to my desk and they say, yeah, I don't have anything going on. I'm not working right now. I'm not, you know, before I used to be like, oh, good. That means she got a wide open schedule. But now I'm starting to say, why? Why you got all this free time on your hand? You get what I'm saying? I need to know why you got all this free time, how you surviving while you're not working, right? And so listen, I tell people all the time, you got to be specific about who you want on your team. And once you figure out who you want on your team, man, list those characteristics, write it down so you can start attracting that group of people. But as soon as you write down the type of characteristics that you want your team to have, you got to then go inside and reflect in yourself and see if I fit this description. I want somebody that's on time and never late. I want somebody that's willing to go the extra mile. I want somebody that's fully committed, somebody that's resilient, somebody that can bounce back. And then after you write down who you want in a business partner, you look at that list and check off what applies to you. And then ask your coach. See, that's when it gets real. Ask your coach if he agree with your checks. Do you think I fit this right here, this description? Do you think I fit that description? Because a lot of times we attract who we are. We want people to show up on time, but we late to everything. And that's just never gonna happen. You don't even realize how those seeds are directly connected to a harvest. You get what I'm saying? You want somebody to log on to every single Zoom and then you forgetting to log on yourself. Come on, that's not leadership. Does that make sense? You want them to be excited in the group meet, but you put a thumbs up. We can't get nothing. Where's the excitement? And so listen, all I'm saying is listen, you attract who you are. So the first step to attracting these people on your team is becoming wholeheartedly that person. But guess what? We're in some different times right now. And I've been getting on the Zooms, but let me tell you why this is such a great time. First of all, when we were going into this season, into the heart of a pandemic, into a situation where we couldn't leave our houses, the very first thing that I began to do with my team is speak over this season. That's important. See, nobody speaks over you and your business and your family like you will. You understand that? You have to boldly speak at these seasons and tell them what you came here to do. I started telling my team, I don't know what this season was designed to do to us, but I'm gonna tell you what we're about to do to it. We are coming out of this and we're coming out of this on top. I don't care what we have to do. We're going to get it done from the inside of our homes. And I mean, really, who's complaining? I mean, you know, you put on a nice shirt and some pajama pants. I mean, really, it don't get no better than this. You understand? We can close business in Ohio at 10 a.m., Pennsylvania at 12 a.m., New Orleans at 1. Come on. I mean, it really don't. I didn't spend no gas money last month. Not a lick of gas money. You get what I'm saying? They paid $65 grand. I ain't take nobody out to eat after the appointment. Listen, this thing is getting real good if you really see. I told my team that's why you got to be connected to the winners, because you got to have a winning perception going into this thing, and only the winners are going to have the winning perception. They're going to be the ones to get you to look at this thing in the right way. So I started telling my team, I said, listen, not only are we coming out of this thing, but we're coming out on top. You get that? Because we can get in front of as many people as possible. See, I don't know the numbers where y'all are, but you have to learn your numbers, right? The numbers where we are in New Orleans, Louisiana, there's 400,000 people in the city of New Orleans, okay? 400,000 people in the city of New Orleans, and then there's 4 million people in the state of Louisiana. So it's mind-boggling to me when somebody on my team can't get one. You get what I'm saying? Listen, you can't get on the scoreboard with one, and they have 400,000 people in the city of New Orleans and 4 million people in the state of Louisiana. You get what I'm saying? Why am I telling you this? Because you have to learn your numbers. I remember as a little girl, my mom saying, Chauvon, go and get that. It's over here, it's in this closet, man, bring it back to me. And I would go over there and look, y'all, and I'm looking, but I can't find it. And then I come back and I say, Mom, I can't find it. And she said, look, when you go in the closet, you turn here, you look up, you grab it and bring it right back to me. And
out of New Orleans mind, right? And but I come back the second time, and I say, I can't find it. And then she say, if I get up. See, I knew when she said that, it was about to be a problem. You understand me? Now I'm trying to think back. Did I really look? Did I really go do what she said to do? Did I really look exactly what she said? Did I look enough time? Should I go back and look again? You get what I'm saying? Because she said, if I get up, it's going to be a problem, right? And I'm going to look one more time, but I can't really find it. Now, I'm going to just be honest. I wasn't really looking on that hard, right? That's why I couldn't really find it. But I go peek in there. Yeah, no, I don't see it. And then she come back. And she goes to that same spot that she told me to go get in and to find what she's looking for. And she said, you know why you couldn't look for it? You know why you couldn't find it? I said, why? She said, because your ass wasn't looking for it. I told you exactly where to go. I told you exactly how to get it. And I've been telling my teammates, with 400,000 people in the New Orleans area and 4 million people in the state of Louisiana, you know why you know that double-digit recruits? Because your ass ain't looking for it. They all over. They want what you want. They want this business to change their lives. They want people to come to them with an opportunity. They're praying at night that you send them something that could break that curse, that could break that financial stronghold. They're praying for you, and you're not even looking for them. But now the numbers have been stretched. It's not just 400,000 people in New Orleans. It's not just 4 million people in the state of Louisiana. It's 38 million unemployed people, I told them. So let me tell you something. We're going to get everything that we need to get so that we can change our lives. We're going to talk to everybody that we can talk to so we can change our lives. Does that make sense? I want to make sure that you understand that we have everything we need at our fingertips. We can talk to as many people as possible right now because guess what they realize? They realize that guess what? At any moment I can lose it all. At any moment I can just lose my job. At any moment my income can be dropped. At any moment things can be shattered for me. They are bust wide open for opportunity right now. Does that make sense? So you have to be aggressive and bold about marketing yourself and make sure that you can talk to as many people as possible to change their lives because we can literally get on Zooms, y'all, back to back to back. We can get on 12:30 Zooms, 1:30 to 2:30 to change. We can get on Zooms back to back to back. Let me tell y'all something. This is the Ortiz family. You're about to figure out who's really your soldiers at war right now. You're about to figure it out. You know why? Because my team used to tell me, listen, they used to say, Coach, I wish I could have hit that goal. I could have hit that goal, man, if only my boss would have let me off. Man, I could have hit that goal if only I had some more time off of work. Man, the only reason why I didn't qualify last month is because I had to work, man. They didn't want to let me off or close the business. You understand? I told my team, I said, we about to find out now. We about to find out right now. Guess what we're about to figure out? We're about to figure out exactly who was telling the truth and who was not. Hold on, Antoine said something is wrong with the sound. Hold on real quick.
Basically, I was saying that we at first our focus was for the 400,000 people that was here in New Orleans, the 4 million that was in Louisiana, but now they had 38 million people that had been laid off that was looking for us. They were praying for an opportunity. They were praying for us to talk to them, praying for us to inbox them, to text message them, to call them, and make sure that we offer them an opportunity. They were like, God, please, I've been laid off. I don't have this $1,200 check that I just received is not going to last me no time, right? I need something. And so when people are at their, are in position where they're praying for you, the only way you can get success in this business is if you're not talking to anybody, because everybody right now wants to be talked to. Everybody right now wants to be covered. They want to be properly protected. Right now, everybody wants to get it. So the only time we're not on the boards where we need to be is if we're not talking to people. And the easiest thing for us to be doing is talking to people because we could do it from the comfort of our own homes, y'all. It don't get no better than that. Does that make sense? So that's all I was saying, y'all. I hope that helps somebody. I'm going to turn it over to Antoine.
All right, cool. So watch this, team. Just let that soak in, right? We had that break of communication, but that all that means is, guess what? Whatever we was going to say was going to happen. It was going to be a breakthrough to somebody else's life. And whenever you have them technical difficulties, right? it must mean that, listen, it must mean the enemy is trying to cut up the message. I got to cut up the message so that you don't receive it, right? Because if you receive it, then you can go change your life forever and change your family's life. So watch this. Just a little bit about myself, guys. When I got introduced to the business years ago, I was one of those people who said they had a lot going on, right? You ever come across people that say they got a lot going on, right? I was one of those people, but I ain't have a lot going in. See, there's a lot of people that got a lot going on, but they ain't got a lot of money going in their bank account, right? Everybody got this going on. I'm trying to figure out who got the people going in. The people that ain't got nothing going in, you need to turn the shit you got going off, right? The stuff you got going on, you better turn it off so you can get the money going in, right? Anyway, I was pursuing my professional basketball career. One of the things I think everybody should know about me is that I've always had a desire to be a multi-millionaire. I've always had that desire to be that. I've always thought it was cool to be a millionaire, to say you was a millionaire, to live $1 million lifestyle. I don't know how many millennials we got on the call, but do y'all remember MTV Cribs? Does anybody remember MTV Cribs? Man, they take all the celebrities and all that kind of stuff and show you how they live. Listen, I wanted me an MTV Crib. You understand that? I just want to live a big old pool, big old house and stuff like that. And so I thought my avenue to becoming a multi-millionaire was to go to the NBA, right? I have a sports background. Basketball was the sport of my choice that I chose to master, right? And so after high school, I had a full scholarship to play basketball in a Division I school called UL Lafayette, right? It's a Division I college not too far from LSU in Louisiana. And then, watch this, T, after my collegiate days, I had a opportunity to play in the NBA Developmental League, which is like a minor league for the NBA, right? But my senior year in college, this is my senior in college, man, I was the big man on campus, right? I was the starting point guard on a conference championship team. You know, prior to this whole COVID stuff, they canceled March Madness and all this kind of stuff. We played in March Madness. In my senior year, man, I was featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated during tournament time. I was featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated as one of the top players in the country, right? And so after college, I had 5 NBA teams looking at me, and I just figured if I got 5, I don't have to have all 30 looking at me, but if I got 5, surely 1 out of 5 is gonna pick me, right? I just thought I was on my way, man. I never forget, man. Me and my family went to the draft in New York, right? And we based on what the agent was saying, man, we literally thought, man, I was gonna get a chance to get drafted, right? But lo and behold, God had another plan for me, right? Didn't get drafted, and so I went down to the developmental league, and so I started working there right after my first season there. They had a spread on me on NBA TV, and as more stuff was coming out, man, I really thought I was getting closer to making the NBA team, right? And so they led me to one part of my life. I had a tryout the next season with a team in Fort Worth, Texas, right? The team name was the Fort Worth Flyers, right? And I'll never forget this, right? And so I go try out, man, team for a week straight. I kid you not, for a week straight. Man, I just dominated the camp, man, right? I'm not lying to you, right? You know, I dominated the camp. You know, sometimes you watch a good battle, man, one team might get it, you know, another team might get it. It's a back and forth. Man, this was just a one-way street on all the other point guards, right? And so we get down to cut day, right? And so all the players are coming together trying to figure out, they're talking amongst each other, man, who you think they're going to keep, who you think they're going to cut, right? And all the players are saying to me, well, trying to shoot it. If this coaching staff got one eye, half a brain, well, we already know you the starting point guard on this team based on the performance you had this past week, right? So we in the lobby, right? Coach is doing his spiel, letting everybody know, man, if we call your name, it's not the end of the world, right? Just go back home, work on your game, and one day you'll make it, right? So I'm in the back of the lobby. Jason, I'm in the back of the lobby, like with my hands around the seat, like, man, you can get through this, man. Let these dudes off easy, and we can get to playing to prepare for our first game. But lo and behold, the coach calls the list of players to get cut, and the first name, he called about 15 people, right? But the first name, not the 15th name, but the first name he called off the list to get cut was Antoine Landry. And I'm looking at it, sent a shockwave through the whole room. Everybody turned around looking at me like, man, what the world? Right, so I'm heated. I'm 21, 22 years old. I'm heated, right? So I go to the coach after the session, right? And I say, Coach, listen, man, going back home, what would you say I need to work on in order to improve my game so one day I can make an NBA team, right? Coach looks at me, Ed, and said, Twine, I'll be honest with you, but this past week, I mean, offensively, you were great, right? I mean, real quick guard, could run a team, super fast. I mean, just did a phenomenal job. And I'm saying, wait a minute, this don't make sense, though, right? You telling me everything I did well, but you cut me. That don't make sense, right? So I said, Coach, man, tell me about my defense. Maybe I'm just a weak defender, right? He said, Coach, no, to be honest with you, trying to be honest with you, the defense was the most impressive part of the camp. I mean, we just thought, I mean, we brought this other little guard in, man, we thought he was going to have his way, but you just shut him down. So I'm real confused. Now I'm saying, wait a minute. I asked you what I need to work on to improve my game. You telling me everything I did right? And the coach looks at me and he makes this statement. It changed my life forever. He looked me in the eye and said, Antoine, I'll be honest with you. This past week, listen to this. He said, this past week, you were the best point guard here. But unfortunately, we just got to go in another direction. And I looked at him in his face and said, wait, what? I said, that don't make no sense because I don't know if anybody plays sports on here or just coming in life. And the sports world, I was taught coming up that guess what? The kid who works the hardest is going to get the spot. The kid who shows up early, the kid who stays late, the kid who puts in extra work is going to get the minutes, right? The kid who makes good grades. I was a 4.0 student coming out of high school, right? I did everything that all my coaches told me to do. The kid that don't cause no trouble, the kid that don't talk back, the kid that just focuses, the kid that don't whine, the kid that don't complain, right? The kid that when he falls, he gets back up and goes harder, right? I got taught that for 15, 20 years of my life that kid is the one who's going to make it. That kid is the one who's going to go to the next level. I finally get to the spot. Listen, I finally get to the position where I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Man, the biggest, the highest level of playing the game that you can play. And I get there and they tell me that even though you the best, you can be the best. Man, it's still unfortunate. And I don't know about y'all, but listen to me. For me, it was sports, right? But for a lot of y'all, it's where you work. I don't know if you ever felt like this, right? Have you ever felt like working a job? Man, I'm the best worker they got. But every time I get my check and I look at them, man, it's unfortunate for me. I didn't like that reality. Man, I'm the best supervisor they got. I'm the best teacher they got. I'm the best nurse they got. I'm the best doctor they got. I'm the best accountant they got. I'm the best custodial person they got. I'm the best. Have you ever felt like that, right? I am the best person this company to got, but every time I look at my check, it's always unfortunate for me. See, I don't know about y'all, but that's something that peed me off like you wouldn't because I don't know how to work on being the best. If you're the best, how do you work on being better than the best if you're the best already, right? So at that point in my life, I made a decision that guess what? From this point on, I will never put my family's future in the hands of another man again. It won't ever happen, right? And I made the decision as a young man, right? Because for those that know, for those you don't know, yeah, I'm one of the biggest competitors of all time. But if I'm honest, a large part of the NBA pursuit was the understanding that if I made it, if I made it, man, I was gonna have a multi-million-dollar contract somewhere, and I was gonna be able to take care of my family in a big-time way. You know how many? Do y'all have any idea how many promises? Man, I made to my parents, my grandparents, that once I make it, once I sign the dotted line, man, y'all ain't got to work no more. I'm going to get this from the house and that. Y'all know the dream, right? I saw it. I was right there. I was right there. And because somebody else had control of the contract, man, they could move the target on me. And I didn't like that. So guess what it did? It sent my career in a whole nother direction. So I would go back to school, right, to finish up my accounting degree, right? When I was in college, I studied accounting. I mean, accountants we got on the call right now, but I studied accounting. You said, Twan, why you study accounting in college? Well, reason being was because guess what? I figured that I was going to have a multi-million-dollar contract one day playing in NBA, right? And I just thought, guess what? The smart thing for me to do while I was in school, instead of picking up basket weaving, right? No, guess what I thought? I figured the smart thing for me to do was to learn how to account for my own money, right? Because I've heard so many stories of players coming before me. They've made tens of millions of dollars. Some people have made hundreds of millions of dollars. But because they did not know or understand money, man, after 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years of them playing the game, guess what? They go broke. And I was like, that's not going to be me. So I studied accounting because I thought accounting was the money industry. But then I realized, man, accounting's not the money industry, man. Accounting is record keeping in its essence, right? All you got to learn is, guess what? You monitor what comes in, right, versus what goes out your house or your business. This is how simple accounting is, right? If you got more money coming in your house or your business versus what's going out your house or your business, guess what? Congratulations, man. You on the right track, man. Everything's balanced. Make sure you save some money for a rainy day and make sure you pay your taxes, right? That's accounting. And then the opposite side of it is, but if you got more money going out your house or your business than what you got coming in, guess what? You're behind, you better call a time out, make some adjustments before you lose that house or your business, right? That's accounting in its essence, but accounting never taught me Aviators, the account never taught me, man, how you take $100 and turn that into a multi-million-dollar empire. It didn't teach me how to grow money. It didn't teach me how to keep it in order, right? And so I always tell people, I learned more in my first 60 days in Primerica about how money works, how money grows, and how the rich get rich and stuff like that, how rich people accumulate wealth generation to generation. I learned more about that game in my first 60 days versus the 5 years it took for me to graduate an account. Ain't that something? How you learn more in 60 days versus 5 years of getting a degree, right? I always mess with people with the word degree, right? And I don't know what deodorant y'all use, but I tell my team, right? A degree was only good enough to go under your armpits, baby. That's why they made it deodorant. You understand that? A degree was only good enough to go under your armpits. That's why they made it deodorant, man. You don't need a degree. You don't need no degree to go dominate, right? You need a heart of a champion and an opportunity that can help millions of people. Does that make sense? So watch this. So watch this. I'm at a point, I'm telling you when I got introduced to Primerica, I'm at a point where I'm still holding on to my MBA dream. I'm in my last semester finishing my accounting degree. And then the other part was, guess what? I started working as a delivery driver at Domino's Pizza. Now, I don't know if y'all ever if we got no delivery people on here, but I'm working at Domino's Pizza as a delivery driver, right? Part-time. Not because I want to be the world's greatest domino man. No, because I'm not a bum. You say, how you pick dominoes? Well, keep in mind, I'm still holding on to my basketball, my NBA dream. Right? I got this close. So I didn't go get a real job because I understood that if I got a quote-unquote real job, they were not going to give me the flexibility. They wasn't going to give me the flexibility I needed, right? That if any event that my agent called me to go work out, man, I could just drop at the drop of a dime. I could go work out 2 weeks in New York, California, Florida, come back and still have a job. I knew a real job wasn't even that flexibility. So I started working at Domino's because I can control my schedule, right? This is going to change my life, right? And so nevertheless, keep in mind, it was the most humiliating time of my life. Reason being, the year before, I'm on a cover of Sports Illustrated. Do you understand that? I'm big man on campus. Twine got to go pro, right? Listen, but then the very next year, I'm the same dude delivering a freaking meat lovers package and chicken kickers to your doorstep and all this kind of stuff. Most humiliating time of my life. And so, what happened to me in my Domino's season is what I believe happens to a lot of men all over the world, people in general, but men specifically, right? And I share this part of my story because I think it resonates with so many people, like Siobhan was talking about. And what I'm about to share with y'all what happened in Domino's is the same thing I think happened with a lot of people during COVID-19, right? During this whole social distancing, you can't work like you normally work, right? You can't be around people. You got to figure out from home. So what happened to me was my Domino's plan was only supposed to be a 6-month stint. It was only supposed to be 6 months. But what happened to me at Domino's is I started to rationalize being a domino person, right? I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a complainer, right? I don't believe in complaining. I don't wake up every day, whining and complain about what's wrong and what ain't working. That ain't me, right? And so what happened to me was this. I started telling myself all of the good things. I started telling myself all the good things about being a domino man, right? So I started telling myself, Jason, man, when you really look at dominoes, it really ain't that bad. Right now, listen, I learned after my driving shift, I learned how to make the pizza, right? So after my shift, man, I go make me a little personal pan piece, a little cheesy bread, put toppings on it. And I'm like, man, this is good. I ain't got to pay for no food, right? How cool is this? I work a job, but I don't have to pay for food, man. I never go hungry. See, Domino's ain't that bad. And then I was in a season where, we hip hop people, right? So we New Orleans, we listen to Lil Wayne, right? Lil Wayne had a song called "The Block Is Hot," right? And one of the lines said, man, we ain't got on no suits because we ain't trying to be presidents, right? So we just take that in mind. I don't wear no suit. Wear a suit. I don't wear no suit, man. So I like Domino's because I didn't have to wear a suit. I wasn't in my presidential mode, right? This is immaturity talking, right? Man, I ain't got on no suit. I ain't trying to be the president, right? So I could go to Domino's, wear a little t-shirt, wear my short. I'm a tennis shoe guy, right? Man, I could wear my shoes and look cool at Domino's. I say, man, how awesome is this? I could wear my hip-hop clothes and still make money, right? And then I was a driver right? So I figured, man, how cool is this? I don't have to sit in one spot all day. I swear, I don't know how some of y'all do that, man. If I sit in a spot too long, man, all my butt be hurt, man. All my legs lock up and all this kind of stuff, man. But the people do it for 8 hours. They get a 30-minute break, and they got to sit down for 8 more. I don't know how you do it, man. No wonder your legs go out on you when you're old, man. You ain't use them. So I figured, man, the fact that I could drive around town, right, man? Listen, I ain't got to stay in one spot all day. How cool is that? I can go bump my music, man. I could see everybody. I say, this is cool. And the last part I said, wait a minute, because I'm a driver, I get tips every day. So now I ain't saying it was big tips. See, a good day for me, watch this. If I go deliver you a pizza and let's say it costs $21.50 for the order and you gave me $25, man, a good tip for me was that if you let me keep the change of $3.50. Oh, if you gave me $3.50, man, I thought it was the greatest day of all time, man. Look at this, how good is, look at what I was saying, man, how good is God, right? Man, I got a $3.50 change. I said, what the world was I thinking? I thought I was, oh man, I go back to the store talking trash, and I just went this, I got $3.50, right? And so, but I like having change in my pocket, and I'm saying this to say, I started putting all this in a pot, and I started to rationalize that when you look at Domino's as a whole, right? Kind of like what y'all do when them companies offer y'all benefits, right? And I'm saying, how in the world you call a good company that give you benefits a benefit? When you actually look at it, man, I gotta get sick or damn near on my deathbed to use it, right? And then a lot of the insurance ain't gonna work. The insurance is not gonna work. Or if I got vision, I gotta go blind to use. I'm like, man, this stuff. In order for me to use this stuff, man, my body got to damn near break down. In order for me to use, I don't know how beneficial that is to me, right? But anyway, I started telling myself all this stuff, and I said, damn, Domino's ain't that bad when you look at it. And watch this. Because of rationalization of mediocrity, my 6-month plan turned into a 3-year career. 6 months turned to 3 years. Now, some of y'all say, wow, that's messed up. I said, no. Don't feel bad for me. Thank God. Man, I had a wake-up call, and I had the spirit of recognition to answer the call, right? But for me, it was 3 years. Thank God it was only 3 years. But for some of y'all, man, y'all been rationalizing mediocrity for the last decade. Man, you've been telling yourself because you're not a complainer. And I always tell people this. There's a difference between being content and being satisfied. The Bible said, guess what? Yeah, you should be content in every state. But content does not mean satisfied. Content means I understand the position that my Heavenly Father has me in. I understand all the things that He's working with me on. I understand that. So because I understand what I'm being worked on with on inside, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I'm not going to complain about my challenges right now. I'm not going to complain about my adversities because I know the only reason why I'm going through this, Joe, is because God is preparing me for another level. So because I know He's preparing me for a higher level, I'm not going to complain on my current level. But at the same time, there is, from Genesis to Revelation, or whatever you believe in, I don't care who you believe, what you believe, there is nothing in no book that says you're supposed to be satisfied with what you have. Are you serious right now? And a lot of people confuse the two. They mix being content with being satisfied. The Bible said you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. There's no retirement plan for multiplication. Y'all heard what I said? There's no retirement plan for multiplication. You're supposed to grow and multiply till you die. That's my mind. Man, you got to grow and multiply until I die. You understand that? And so what I'm saying, at the turn to 3 years, but some people rationalize mediocrity, been doing it for 10, 20 years. And so I had a defining moment in my domino stint. I said, I know God is real, man. Listen, I don't get the window, okay? I'm a driver. Okay, I was a driver. I don't get the window. But on this one night, man, listen, if I would have came into the store, 30 seconds later, I would have missed it, right? So if whatever, I come in the store right from a run, and just as I'm coming in, I have a person that's pulling up to the window. Same time, right? And so I just so happened to get the window, and lo and behold, it happened to be one of my former teammates that I played with in college, years before, right? So Jason, he graduated a year before me. Eric, he graduated a year before me, right? So he got a banking job. So he pulls up to the window, right? New truck and all this kind of stuff. And so I get the window. Keep in mind, at this time, rationalization has set in. So I used to go to work, I used to wear my hat to the side, man. I got piece of dough all on my shirt. But I don't care. I don't care no more, right? And so he comes to the window. He pulls the window open. He recognizes me, right? Leighton, he recognizes me, right? He looks in the window, he say, Twine, is that you? And I say, yeah, that's me. Listen, kid you not, he busts out laughing. Dude busts out laughing. Now, I'm a jokester, right? So I could give a joke, take a joke, right? So he busts out laughing. I'm saying, what you laughing at? He makes this statement to me. He said, Twine, be honest with you. He said, out of all of the dudes that we played ball with over the last 3-4 years, you would have been the last person I would have thought of would have fell off this hard. I said, damn, fell off. I said, well, I didn't fall off. I'm just, I just think I get my, I didn't want to have a real job, so I'm doing this part-time, keep changing my body. He said, man, I don't hear that. No, this is what you are, right? So he's tapping in his phone. He's laughing in the car. He said, man, I gotta tell all the guys this, right? So he's typing in his phone, and then he said, I gotta get a picture of this. I gotta get a picture of this, right? And so he takes a picture of me in my Domino uniform, right? And he's texting his phone. He said, I gotta send this to guys. So I gotta send this to guys. So I said, let me see the picture. He shows me the picture that he took of me. And team, listen, I ain't never been the same since this picture. The image that I saw of myself in that screen, listen, I snapped, right? I don't mean snap like went off, but the champion in me, it clicked. The beast clicked. Like, wait a minute, like, dude, are you serious? Like, you allowing yourself to look like this? Like, this is what you want the world to see? Like, when they think of your name, after all the stuff you've accomplished, after all the stuff you've done, this is what you want the world to see? Huh? And so I'm looking at the stuff, and it wasn't about no domino, it's about what you want the world to see. The reason why I say this is going to touch many people, because guess what? When COVID-19 hit a lot of people, guess what, man? People was forced to stay in their house, and a lot of y'all let yourself go to nothing, man. You didn't take care of yourself. Listen, I ain't get a haircut in 2-3 months. I ain't talking about the physical appearance, so to speak, but I'm talking about your mental appearance. I'm talking about your energetic appearance, right? Because you had no control, because you didn't know when this was going to clear up, because you didn't know how serious it was. Man, the picture of a person that you showed the world was absolutely disgusting, right? And when I saw it, I was disgusted with myself. I don't know if anybody's ever been to that point where you're working every day, but see, nobody shows you. But I thank God for that person, because I actually got a chance to see how I look, and I couldn't stand it, right? And so I started telling myself, I said, Twine, wait a minute, man, you too smart for this. Right? You understand that? You too much of a hard worker. You're too creative for this. Your personality is too great to allow yourself to come to this point. And I said that then. I said, God, man, I got to do something, right? And so it clicked in me. I started to pursue, man, all kind of things. Man, team, I did all kind of stuff, man. Because my thing was anything that could get me back to my glory days that I got from sports. Anything that I got from my glory days from sports, man, I had to do it. Right? Man, I did anything that was legal, and they told me I could make $1 million. Damn it, I tried it. I don't know if y'all got this. Y'all ever heard of Cutco knives? Anybody ever heard of Cutco knives? Man, I did that. Listen, I did that. I did that. He said, Twine, why you did that? Because it was illegal. Man, the knives are surgical, stainless steel. I mean, can cut through. I had one of the best damn presentations of all time. They said, why, you into knives, man? No, I'm not into knives. I'm into lives. You understand that? I've got to change my life. I'm not into knives. I'm into changing life. I got to change my life. They told me I sold a bunch of these damn scissors and shit. I could go make $1 million. Well, let's get the scissors popping in. Right, man, the team, I even did Mary Kay. He said, Twine, why'd you do Mary Kay? I said, why'd you do Mary Kay? He said, Twine, you did Mary Kay? Mary Kay. Yes, I did Mary Kay. Right now, a lot of y'all don't know Mary Kay got a men's line, right? So they got the pink is for the women. They got the pink for the women, and they got the gray for the men. You said, well, why you did it? You know why I did it? Because they said it was legal. It was legal, and I can make $1 million. Do you understand that? That was my thing, and I'm trying to figure out. Some people go through these things that say, man, things are too good to be true, too good to be true. And I get introduced to Primerica. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This thing was a godsend. You say, why is that? And so when I saw the opportunity for the first time, I tried all this other stuff, right? But that didn't matter to me because I'm a basketball player. My philosophy as a player was you're guaranteed to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So it don't matter if I tried that and it didn't work. If I tried that, I'm trying again. Because you know what's crazy? Y'all that got kids, I swear, I don't understand what happens to people when they transition from children to adulthood. We got 4 kids, right? But you know what I know about you as a parent on this call? If your child was doing their homework, right? And let's say they was doing math. If they didn't get a math problem right the first time, you know what you're going to tell them? Man, do the math problem again. If they didn't do it, you're going to say, do it again. They're going to say, do it. If they doing a reading assignment, and let's say they didn't read the words right, you know what you're going to say as a parent? Man, read it again. And I'm trying to tell them, what the hell? How the hell you try one opportunity and you just done like that? Like, where the hell is your toughness? How did you qualify to be the person to teach your child toughness? But as soon as you try one opportunity, you don't want to try no more opportunities? Man, coach, what you do? Man, I tried that thing. I tried those. You ain't tried this thing. You tried that thing. And this kid ain't the same. You understand that? But what I'm telling you is, where's your toughness as the adult? I always said this. I think one of the biggest problems in the world today is that we got strong children and weak adults. That's the problem. The children are the ones that's taking the challenge. The children gotta always showcase their academic growth. The children are the ones in extracurricular activities. The children are the ones that gotta go to sleep and wake up early and gotta be around peers and gotta showcase grades and gotta showcase their performance with progress reports and sports challenges and trips. They the ones. You ain't doing jack shit. What are you doing to showcase your growth? That's the problem with the world. They got strong kids and weak adults. Every time a dog get hit with a challenge, every time the dog get hit with adversity, you're always ready to throw your greatness away. What I'm saying, for me, that didn't happen to me. So when I got introduced to Primerica, I said, here's another one. Here's another one. Guess what? And we gonna rock it. And when I first saw the opportunity, guess what I saw? Guess what I saw? This was an opportunity for me to regain my status. You say, you looked at Primerica for status? Yeah, hey, Eric, people don't say that. Yeah, status. Before it was financial freedom, before it was financial education. No, it was status. You said, what do you mean? See, as an athlete, Jason, as an athlete, you know what sports gave me? It gave me status. And listen, let me tell you something. And I'm being transparent. Look, man, they got people all over the world got all kinds of addictions, right? I mean, they got people addicted to drugs, they're addicted to alcohol, addicted to all sorts of stuff. But you know what our addiction is? I got an addiction too. That's what my addiction is. I'm addicted to admiration. You say admiration? Yes, admiration. The way people treat you. Yeah, admiration. The way people treat you when they look at you, right? When people look up to you, man, you know one of the things I got from sports that I did not get from being employed? Man, nobody claps for me when I go to work. Man, when y'all go to work every day, all you get is, hey, how you doing, bro? Hey, good to see you, man. Good morning. How you doing? Nice to see you, bro. Hey, you got lunch? Lunch at 10? Lunch at 11? Okay, see you then, bro. Okay, 30 minutes. Hey, you off today? Okay, hey, see you later, bro. Tomorrow. Okay, you work tomorrow? You off tomorrow? That's all you get, man. You don't get no love. Do you realize when we got on this Zoom, man, y'all saw how they showcase you, man, give it up a top 10. Man, number 10, number 9, number 8, number 1 got a picture. See, I'm addicted to that. I'm addicted to seeing my name on the Jumbotron. I'm addicted to seeing somebody call me. I'm addicted to people cheering for me. I'm addicted to people wearing my jersey. I'm addicted to people calling my name. That shit is an addiction. That is something inside of every human being that God put in there, right? That's part of your godly nature, man. We love our names being called. Man, I don't want nobody to downplay me. I don't want nobody to think I'm trash. No, but the fact that I had an opportunity where people would celebrate and appreciate and acknowledge all my hard work, even outside of the money, the acknowledgement that we get in Primerica for going putting the work is worth millions of dollars. Because a lot of y'all go to work and nobody even look at you. They don't even look at you. You understand? They don't even look at you. They just expect you to do what they're going to do. Man, in Primerica, we get celebrated. See, in corporate America, you get tolerated. But in Primerica, you get celebrated. That was the most attractive thing of me in the world because guess what? I understood how hard of a work I was. I understood what kind of grind I got, but the fact that I could go be a part of a company that when I go put the work in, when I give the effort, oh, they're going to treat me like a superstar, baby. Man, I could be known all over the world. That's what I got from sports. If I go perform at a high level, everybody all over the world would know my name. And they would know my name and respect my game. In Primerica, when you go, coach, why you want to get big in Primerica? Because when you get big, everybody all over the world, United States, Canada, guess what they do? They know your name and they respect your game. That's what I saw when I say, this is me. And Lord, don't let me get the ring. Lord, listen. I signed up for this doggone thing right here. I'm an athlete. I play for rings. Man, if you're a football player, you win a Super Bowl, guess what you get? You get a Super Bowl ring. If you win the NBA Finals, guess what you get? Man, you get a Finals ring. Major League, you get a ring. Women, if you win a relationship, man, guess what you get? Man, you get a ring when you win a damn relationship. When you're the champion of the relationship, man, you got to get a ring. You understand that? So I'm saying, man, this is perfect for me, right? And so, lo and behold, that's the reason why I got started. I'm saying, man, this is the greatest thing now. Now you fast forward to where we are today. You say, man, we in some of the greatest times of all time. And I started saying this years ago as I go towards the end of this. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. Why should people get more serious about getting big? This is one of the greatest times of all time because now we're in a season where people, I don't want to say this. The things that normally would distract people, right? Or the things that would normally take their team, because of social distancing. I understand a lot of the world is opening back up, and we got this thing going on right now with the protests and all that kind of stuff, and rightfully so. But my mentality was, when people are distracted, this is when you go dominate. You dominate when people distracted. That's when you go make all your moves. That's when you go make all your plays, right? But now, guess what? As fired up as people are, guess what people fired up about? Everybody wants a movement. Everybody want to make a statement right now. So when you trying to build a business, man, I want to become $1 million earner. It's got to become a movement. It's not a goal. No, the season that the world is in right now, it's in the movement season. Man, what movement? You in the base shop, you becoming an RVP. It's just not a financial goal you have. It's not a milestone. No, see, you got to change the words from we going for this. This is our next milestone. No, so this is our movement. And we're looking for people to be a part of this $1 million movement. We're going to take over this area. We're going to make a financial statement in this community, right? And guess what? After us, man, we are going to change the dynamics of how people live financially after this team comes together and does what it does. People love that stuff. They will march in the streets for movements. Do you understand that? This is everything. You got to understand people. If you're going to get big in here, you got to understand people and what moves people. And guess what moves people? Movements. If you want to move men, you got to have a movement. Hello, movement. Movement. It's in the word, right? And so I'm saying to myself, man, we just man, the 100 base shop is simple. He said, Coach, what do you need to run a 100 base shop? We broke a state record, and y'all know we got giants in Louisiana. We got the great College Temple, the great Bill Whittle, and all those superstars in Louisiana. Say, how'd y'all become the first team to run a 100 base shot with all them superstars, right? Well, because we maximized the time. Like Chauvon said, we didn't use the time as a, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? No, we used the time as to make a crooked judgment. She said all the stuff that's happening on social media right now, man. We expanding our business in 12 states, but the makeup of a 100 base shot, watch this. And I didn't make it up, but I confirmed it. Man, all you need is 10 directs. You got to get 10 direct leaders in the base shop. 10 direct leaders in the base shop. That's all. This is the structure of it. 100 base shop. 10 plus direct leaders in the base shop. Three of which have got to be serious about becoming an RVP. You need 3 directs to be serious about becoming an RVP out of 10. Because if 3 people are serious about becoming an RVP out of 10, guess what? Your base shop, they'll start fighting to do 20 plus, right? I'm teaching 100. I got 10 licensed directs, right? I don't care if they district, I don't care what level they are. They just got a heart, they want to be RVPs, right? They will fight to start doing 20 by 20 apiece. If you got 3 direct leaders that's fighting to become RVPs, they start pushing 20. That's 60 by 60 in the base. Do you understand that? He said, Coach, what about the other 7? See, you're going to every base shop need 3 super. It's called in basketball, the big 3. We got a big 3 right now, man. We had one leader did 28,000 in the base last month. One did 25, one did 21. If you do that, that's over 70,000 of the production. What did everybody else do? Well, they did 5 here. Everybody else should give you 5. Say, Coach, what you need from everybody? Everybody else give you 5. My baby girl just came up there. Look, she on 5. Look. How much they need? That's my baby girl right there. She even understand it. This ain't rocket science. This all you need is 5. Man, now listen, everybody on the ABA, do y'all know how big this hierarchy would be if everybody gave you 5? Man, come on, man. We got 4. Everybody can give me 5 by 5,000. My superstars can go for 2020, but listen, what they got to get? They got to give you 5, baby. Listen, man, can you give me 5 recruits? Can you and your squad give me 5 recruits and 5,000 in premium? Do you realize if you had 7 directs that gave you 5 by 5, Jason, that's another 35 by 35,000. Do the math. Listen, and if you did 5,000 yourself, that's 100 by 100. If 3 directs do 20 by 20, that's 60 by 60. 7 do 5 by 5. That's 35 by 35. That's 95 by 95. And if you did it 5,000 personally, then you got a 100 base shop. I said, wait a minute. This ain't rocket science. Man, it's just simple mathematics. We call it beastonomics. Well, it's just an economic way of thinking like a beast. I call it beastonomics, right? And the 100 base shop is the fuel to the RVP factory. Because when you're running 100 by 100, guess what that means? We got to start promoting RVPs, right? Listen, we got to promote some more big RVPs. SVP is going to happen like that. NSD is coming right behind it. SNSD will be right there. And guess what? The income is going to skyrocket. And that's all we focused on, man. We got 12 directs, 12, 13 directions of base shot, but we got 3 people that's serious about becoming RVP. So they are competing to break the records. Right in my last statement, I'll say this. We in a season where I said this, spiritually, when God gives you a break, and to be honest with you, team, that's what God gave the whole world, man. He used this craziness, man, and he gave people a break. All over the country for a period of time, the responsibilities, the financial things that was stressing people out, we got a break from it, man. There was a season all over the country where people couldn't get evicted from their houses, phones wasn't getting cut off, utilities wasn't getting cut off. Man, people was even getting unemployment checks, stimulus checks. Like, we had a season where the normal things that was stressing us out, keeping us up at night, a lot of people were not responsible for. In my world you got to recognize it. I always tell people this, right? If you ask anything from God, right? Anything you ask, whatever. But make sure you also ask before you end that prayer, make sure you ask for the spirit of recognition, right? Because God be dropping answers in your face, man, because you ain't paying attention. You couldn't recognize it. I don't care what you ask. You can ask God for favor. You can ask God for this, but make sure you also ask, Lord, please give me the spirit to recognize the answer, right? Because when I recognize it, man, I can go capitalize, right? But you can't capitalize what you don't recognize. I'm going to say it again. You cannot capitalize what you don't recognize. You understand that? And so many people have multi-million-dollar opportunities in their vicinity, but because they don't recognize it, they can't capitalize it. Does that make sense? And I'm telling you right now, my biggest statement to our team, man, when God gives you a break, because he gave everybody a break. But when God gives you a break, guess what you do? You don't take a break. You don't say, oh, thank God, I can go sit on my sofa right now. Man, I ain't showing my kids sitting on no sofa. No, when God gives you a break, you don't take a break. Guess what you do? You fight to go break records. See, everybody in the aviator hierarchy, you know what y'all should do? Man, what's all the records? Who holds all the aviator records? Who's got the personal recruiting record? Who's got the personal premium record? Who's got the most cash flow below RVP record? Who's got the biggest base shot premium record? Who's got the records? Who's got the licensing records? And then start putting an incentive program around who breaks records. This is the season we in. Man, we broke our all-time cash record last month, all-time recruiting record last month, all-time production record last month. This is record-breaking season. See, when you get you a core group of people that's focused on breaking records, $1 million earner, everything you want in Primerica will happen. But you got to understand when you got a break, and we got one. See, while the rest of the world is distracted, this is when you go dominate. Man, they talking about this, talking about that, talking about this, talking about this, talking about that. Nothing wrong with talk about it. But everybody's got a choice. And when you got a choice, you could choose. That's the beauty of life. God gave everybody free will. But even though your will is free, it could cost you everything. Ain't that something? How can something free cost you everything? So what am I asking you to do? With your free will, man, choose to get big. Choose to be committed. It's a free choice. But the people who choose to get big, the people who choose to get serious, the people who choose to come together as an organized team while the world trying to separate, no, come together. The team who comes together, right, the most is going to dominate any territory. The team who comes together the most is going to dominate any territory. So watch this. I hope that helped y'all, man. I'm turning it back over to you, Jason, Eric. I appreciate the time. Hope that inspires somebody and helps y'all out. Appreciate it.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
go.
Let's go. Absolutely killed it. I got goosebumps, man. I love that 10+ directs, man. Going for 100 by 100, man. That's phenomenal. Thank you guys so much. Real quick, Coach, do you want to come on? Do you have anything to address, to say to the team before we finish off here? Coach Ortiz, Dad. All right, guys, no worries whatsoever. Hey, man, we'll keep closing it out. And really appreciate everybody being on this call. Thank you so much to Antoine and Chauvon Landry. Look, man, there's nothing else much to say, but we got to go out and take advantage and get after this thing, man. I hope you guys received a bunch. He was dropping.
Hey, there you are. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can.
Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
I'm going to pass it over to you real quick, Coach.
Hey, really. Sorry about that. I didn't got. But listen, Antoine, man, you're the man. You're the man. I really, truly appreciate everything you're doing, man, and exactly what we need. Savanda, You're my girl, man. I'm telling you, strong, tough. I mean, I love your toughness, both of you, man. And that's something, man. I just listen to you guys, and I'm looking at it, man. That's the Primerica story, man. You guys are just phenomenal, you know. And team, I just want to let the team know that this is a true couple. This couple right here did 100 by 100. I mean, once you get into the triple digit, that's rare air. You're working with the best. That's when RVP starts popping out. That's when you start growing the business. So I know this right here, this is the beginning of something huge for you guys. And you're absolutely right, man. In Primerica life, in the time in Primerica, there's windows of opportunity that show up. Right? Just like in the military and any type of opera, there's a window of opportunity. And if you don't take advantage of it, you never know when that window is going to come back. And I'm telling you, that window is right now. That window is opened up right now. And for those of you going to work, and one of the things that he said, 5 by 5, man, 5 by 5, you know the deal. You know, we've always talked about that. 5 by, let's grow this thing. I'm telling you, for those of you take advantage of this, and I know there's a lot of you taking advantage of this. Just like Chauvon just was talking about, you know, when she started in the business, the toughness, all right? But look where they're at right now. And I'm telling you, for those of you who take advantage of this, there's this window of opportunity, 5, 10 years down the road, and 5 years will go by that quick. 5 years will go by that quick, okay? But 5 years from now,
Yeah, we're good.
we just got the little grandbabies here, man. We're just having the time of our life. But anyways, you know, for those of you who take advantage of these next 5 years, these next 5 years down the road, you're going to look back at this and you're going to say, man, everything started in 2020. Everything started during that pandemic. Everything started there. You know, we just saw an opportunity. We got on these Zoom. We switched our little ways of doing business and so forth. And we got involved in this, man. And I'm telling you, and you go to work. And I'm not telling you, I mean, just go out there and crush it. Do what you got to do. The main thing here is stay focused on the recruiting. That's the one thing. The focus is on it. You got to stay focused on the recruiting. Because once you stay focused on the recruiting, guess what's going to happen? That's when you field train these guys. You got to get them field trained. If you're going to bring them into the business just to get them a license, no, man, you got to teach them what to do with the license. So you field train them first. You recruit them, you field train them, you get them licensed and get them promoted, man. And once someone knows how to get promoted, guess what? And you do it the right way, that person will know how to do the same thing to others. That person will know how to duplicate. And that's when you start getting these exponential growth. That's when you start getting into the 30 by 30s, the 50 by 50, and the triple digits, the 100 by 100, just like Antoine and Chauvon. So, guys, we got to take advantage of these times. These are phenomenal times. And if we go at it, I'm telling you, it's going to change our life. It's going to change our life. Right now, we're just paying the price. We're just paying the price. So down the street, down the road, we can play, man. What is it that we say? Pay now, play later, okay? We are paying now. We are paying the price now because we're going to go play later. We're going to go play big time now. And that happens with everything in life, guys. I mean, take a look at your kids. I mean, when Jason and Eric was growing up, one of the things I've always said, man, I'm going to pay the price. I'm going to pay the price. I'm going to discipline these guys. I'm going to get them right in track, you know, and every time. And the Bible says, you know, 23:13, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with just correcting your child, you know. And once they become of age, then you can just go and you can now you can place. Now, and that's what I'm doing right now. I am playing with this thing right now because I paid the price. But listen, this is another era. Right now, I'm in with all of you. We got to pay the price now. We got to pay the price now. So 5 years, 10 years down, man, we are playing. We're having a good, we're traveling the world, doing whatever, go-to person. Everything's happening from there. So Antoine, Chauvon, love you guys, man. Thank you so much for everything you have done. This is exactly what our team needed. And man, anything we could do for you guys, hey, mi casa es su casa. You know what that means. You know, you come down to Tampa. If you ever come down to Tampa and I find out, man, hey, I'm coming after you, okay? So come over.
Hey, Ed,
welcome here, okay? We just want to let you know.
Ed, as soon as it opens up and it's safe, we coming to Florida. I'm telling you now, man, get your phone ready, get the pad ready, we coming.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
look,
All right.
yeah, appreciate you guys. Everybody on the Aviator Nation, if you guys want to make sure and get more from these guys, follow them on Instagram at Locker Room Legend. Is Antoine Chauvon is at Mom Wife Boss. Mom Wife Boss. Antoine is the Locker Room Legend. So I appreciate you guys. Let's go have a big week. Let's close it out with how we always close it out. If we can get it unmuted across the board for me, Joe, we're going to end it off with how we always do. We are Aviators.